Evolution Goblin Cage in a nutshell. Goblin Cage will be the next evolution coming to Clash Royale. It will be obtainable from the Diamond Pass. Use code Abdod if you wanna pay my rent. The Goblin Cage is a one cycle evolution. It has a funny spawn sound effects just like the Evo Wizard. Stat-wise, the cage itself has the exact same HP and lifetime. The Goblin Brawler, however, gets a teeny tiny bit more HP when evolved. The main gimmick of evolved cage's Kidnapping. If you get close to this dude, he will grab you and shove you into his cage and beat your ass. Needless to say, he doesn't grab buildings or spells. His damage inside the cage is the exact same when he is out of the cage, so it's like a Goblin Brawler is punching your giant. The way this works is he will keep attacking whatever is pulled inside until he takes it out. He can only take one victim at a time, so only after he kills the first one, he grabs another. The lifetime of the cage doesn't drain quicker when he has someone else inside, so there is no downside to this ability. It also doesn't matter if he kidnaps a mini P.E.K.K.A. or a knight, as they both won't be able to attack and resist the goblin. His hands are quite short, so he can't grab ranged troops, unless your opponent is as dumb as a brick and place them right on the cage. And obviously, he can't grab flying troops because bro is not Luffy. Against Swarm, this evolution is practically useless because it'll just get overwhelmed easily. Against a beatdown push, it's borderline broken because once the main tank is taken inside, the tower will target whatever is behind it. The reason is the troop that's inside is temporarily non-existent. A splash attack like the Magic Archer's arrow would not affect it. It also wouldn't help block a void, so the void will get full damage despite having quote-unquote two troops in it. Like honestly, just look at this Mighty Miner Hawk push and tell me defending it this way doesn't feel cracked. But let's rewind to show you why it's not actually broken. The issue with it is that when they break the cage, the hog will be set free, so it's a bit risky. When the cage is broken, sometimes the troops will spawn above it, and in other times it will spawn below it like this. The difference is based on true blue, true red, so if the enemy cage spawned your troops away from their king tower, then your cage will spawn their troop closer to your king tower for some reason. It does change a few interactions, so pay attention to this because it has potential to be game changing. The range on the cage is actually long enough to grab a charging prince before it connects. The bandit doesn't get grabbed mid-dash because she's untargetable in that state. And Mega Knight is safe because he is flying ? It can also cancel spawning abilities like the one the Evo Goblin Giant has. Goblin Machine can't shoot rockets if it's getting beat up, and the Ram Rider Snare doesn't work, but the sound is still there for some reason. When it comes to champions, you can't activate their ability while they are inside, but if they get pulled during the ability, it doesn't get cancelled. The monk, for example, will take reduced damage, and he can still reflect spells while inside, so that's cool. Other abilities it can't cancel is KO abilities like the Giant Skeleton Bomb or Evo Wizard Shield. It's good to note death spawn troops would spawn outside then get taken inside again, but the cannon cart does not get kidnapped again, because technically it's a building now. An interesting one is Evo Knight, because if it gets caught while walking, the shield will be active during the beat up session, but if you catch him while he is attacking, he won't have his shield up and would die much quicker. Control effects like freeze would stop the goblin inside from punching, which gives you more time to save your P.E.K.K.A. or any troop that's inside. And your rage speeds him up as expected, which would make him take out whatever is inside much quicker. If he grabs an Electro Giant, he gets shock damage on the first hit, but then the rest of the shocks would deal no damage, which leads me to believe this might be actually a bug. And finally, you can kidnap miners with it if you really need to get them off your tower and don't have a way to make them retarget. I believe this evolution has a very terrible design because it's very good against beatdown but so bad against cycle decks, but the gimmick looks like it's straight out of Looney Tunes, so I'm all for it, my dudes.